A controversial rezoning decision in Pooler sparked passionate debate tonight as residents urged city leaders to reject a proposed multifamily development near local wetlands. Despite those concerns, council moved forward. WSAV's Isabella Baez joins us now with what happened at that city hall tonight.
That's right, Ben. 1400 Canal Bank Court sits adjacent to Pooler's wetlands, and residents say it is in a highly flood-prone area, motivating them to speak out against a rezoning that would allow the construction of more than 300 multifamily homes.
Residents here are not against development, but we are against the type of development.
Council discussed rezoning 1400 Canal Bank Court from residential agriculture to multi-density development, allowing for a possible project consisting of 303 townhomes, single-family detached, and cluster-style homes. The project petitioner says this development would help address Pooler's housing needs. And even though the property borders wetlands, they say the plan is to install a 75-foot protective buffer and preserve a portion of the wetlands.
The project will not impact, as was mentioned, will not impact or require mitigation of the significant wetlands on the property. That means that about 90 acres of wetlands will remain preserved.
All residents who spoke out tonight opposed the project, saying while they appreciate the buffer and the preservation plans, those measures do not outweigh their environmental concerns.
I'm concerned about runoff. I'm concerned about pollution. Just trash. Trash gets away from people and goes into the canal, goes into the lake.
Another major concern for residents, the homes would be rental properties.
We've asked you repeatedly to stop doing apartments and rentals. It's bringing a lot of crime to Pooler that's not being exposed.
Residents asked council to postpone the vote, but council moved forward with its decision.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Can I have a hand? Okay. Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously.
This project is still in its early phases as petitioners must return for site plan approval. Isabella Baez, WSAV News 3 on your side.
Isabella, thank you. An Effingham County man is dead after a head-on crash on Old Augusta Road, and now another driver is facing multiple charges. 27-year-old Daibi Jansasoy now faces charges including first-degree vehicular homicide, DUI, and reckless driving. Investigators say he was driving north when he crossed the center line and hit a car being driven by 47-year-old Michael Sharp head-on, killing him. The crash happened just after 5 Friday night. Deputies say Jansasoy was also hospitalized, but attempted to leave before being discharged. He was arrested and booked into the Effingham County Jail. More than $72,000 has now been raised to support the family of a missing truck driver who was found dead in Glynn County. Nearly 600 donations have been made for the family of Alejandro Gonzalez as the FBI continues investigating his death. Gonzalez was last seen April 17th in Florida while transporting cars from the Port of Brunswick to Miami. His truck was later found in Port Wentworth with several vehicles missing. His body was discovered in Glynn County later that day. If you want to donate to the GoFundMe, you can find a link at WSAV.com. One person is dead and 3 others injured after a deadly boat crash on the Savannah River. The Georgia Department of Natural Resources is now investigating what happened near Tuckasee King boat landing last night, where 2 boats collided and multiple people were thrown into the water. WSAV's Isley Herschel is tracking the latest.
The crash happened somewhere on the Savannah River here behind me near the Tuckasee King boat landing. It ended with 3 people injured and 1 person dead. The Georgia DNR tells me 2 boats crashed around 6 o'clock Sunday night near the Hampton and Effingham County line.
I was totally shocked. I'm still a little bit shocked because I can't understand how 2 boats hit head on. I just don't understand it.
Larry Hunter of Richmond Hill was surprised to hear that this happened at a place he's fished at for years.
I never seen anything bad. Like I say, the boats, they usually go down in the ramp, come down in the ramp and head off down the river, but I never seen like nobody speeding or drinking or doing anything, anything crazy or erratic.
The person who was killed has now been identified as 25-year-old William Ligon III from Pooler. I'm told it took crews around 4 hours of searching to find his body in the water. One of the other boaters was taken to a Savannah hospital for their injuries. No word on that person's condition.
And it's sad, trying to fish, it's sad.
As to what happened exactly, that's still being investigated.
It's very surprising, and I'm still kind of shocked, man. Wondering how it happened. I'm kind of shocked about how it happened, man.
This is an ongoing investigation. As we get more information, we're going to keep you updated both on air and online on our website, WSAV.com. In Effingham County, Isley Herschel, WSAV News 3, on your side.
A local high school teacher is behind bars and facing serious criminal charges after being accused of an inappropriate relationship with a student. Savannah police arrested 35-year-old Paulina Walden, a teacher at Jenkins High School, on Friday. Walden is charged with child molestation and sexual assault. The Savannah-Chatham County School District says police were contacted on April 24th after the allegations came to light. District leaders say Walden was immediately reassigned to a location with no student contact while the investigation moved forward. Investigators believe the alleged incident took place off campus. South Georgia first responders continue working around the clock to contain several major wildfires burning across the region. The Highway 82 fire in Brantley County has now burned more than 22,000 acres and is 64% contained. While all evacuation zones have now been lifted, officials say zones 23 and 24 remain active fire areas. Curfews are also no longer in effect, and Highway 32 has reopened in several locations. The Pineland Road fire in Clinch and Eccles counties has burned more than 32,000 acres and is 44% contained. Officials say recovery is now underway, with schools and county offices returning to normal operations while crews continue working in the most active areas. 3 men facing charges after a shooting took place at a Pooler neighborhood last Thursday morning. Jaquel Robertson, Jordan Waltower, and Nathaniel Dantzler all have been arrested and are being charged with aggravated assault as well as possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. The shooting happened at a home near Garden Acres Way and Crawford Way. According to Pooler police, the home suffered gunshot damage while there were people, including children, inside at the time. Officials say no injuries have been reported. This story is developing. We'll update you as we learn more. A major traffic change is coming to downtown Port Wentworth, a semi-truck ban along Coastal Highway. City leaders say the goal is to improve safety, reduce congestion, and create a more walkable downtown area. The city says full enforcement of the truck ban along the downtown corridor will begin on July 1st. City leaders say the change follows state approval last year, giving the city local control over that portion of State Route 25. The restriction will apply to the section between Grange Road and Bonnie Bridge Road. In June, truck drivers who have not switched to new routes will begin receiving warnings, with full enforcement again beginning July 1st. He has been the leader of the Jewish community on Hilton Head Island for 17 years, and now Rabbi Brad Bloom is stepping aside. A celebration was held this weekend for the outgoing rabbi at Congregation Beth Yam. Bloom says he is proudest of growing his synagogue to more than double the size than when he started, as well as the work he has done to bring all faiths together in times of celebration and crisis. Whether it was a concert for Ukraine, a full-town interfaith service, or a message of peace after the terror attacks in Israel, Bloom believes in peace, hope, and coming together to support one another.
I enjoy being community-minded. I think I would call myself a catalyst and a person who builds bridges, who opens the door, and then my congregants and my friends throughout this community who will be there Sunday night, and they all get to know each other. And that's what makes a community stronger.
Now, Bloom is not fully retired yet. He will be a rabbi emeritus for a Jewish congregation in Brunswick and is keeping his home on Hilton Head. Congregation Beth Yam, meanwhile, will introduce their new leader later this summer. WSAV is your local election headquarters, and early voting is now entering its second week across Georgia, and in Bulloch County, voters are continuing to head to the polls. WSAV's Evan Smoke has been checking in with officials about turnout and what voters will notice on their ballots.
Bulloch County residents can early vote right behind me here at the Bulloch County Annex. Now, voting turnout so far is less than the statewide average, but on pace to match totals from 2022. As of Monday morning, 959 residents had cast their votes so far. This number is about 1/3 of the total advanced voting numbers from the 2022 midterms, in about 1/3 of the time. As voters make their choice this year, they may notice a new portion of the ballot.
So each party had a list of questions. This was the first year that I've had local parties to want to add questions to the ballot. So you'll see that there's about 9 party questions on the Republican ballot. There's maybe 8 on the Democratic ballot. And these questions, from everything that I've read and kind of studied up on, are just used to engage voters to see where their thoughts are.
Early voting continues until Friday, May 15th at 5 p.m. before Election Day on May 19th. Reporting in Statesboro, Evan Smoke, WSAV News 3, on your side.